Hello, everyone. I'm going to give everybody a moment or two to receive the notification that we're live here. I'm going to get all my supplies that Spirit wanted me to work with today. Hello, everyone. I'm Lori Baracco, and it is Sunday, April 16th, and I'm looking forward to connecting with everybody. And I know everybody's, there you go. Everybody's receiving the notification that I'm live. So I'm live in my private Facebook group, the Astral Lounge. I'm live on my Lori Baracco page on Facebook, and then I'm live on YouTube. So hello and good morning. Hello, Lisa from San Francisco. And I am here at the Bonita Springs Mystical Moon in the classroom. Hello, good morning. Hey, it's so good to see everybody here. So, if you're tuning in afterwards, you could definitely check the replay out. All is relevant. You don't have to be live to receive the energy and the information that's coming through. Hello, Janice. Good morning, Misty. So it's so good to see everybody. Okay, so I'm going to light my sage and set the space. And I did want to say that I found it a little bit interesting that some of what I'm going to be talking about, I found myself kind of going down that rabbit hole. I started to organize some stuff before going live here. I started throwing things away. I'm like, wait a minute, stop. You've got to go live in a minute. But that's part of this energy that I wanted to talk about this week. So I'm going to take my sacred white sage and I'm going to light it up. I'm going to put it in my cauldron here, my little clay cauldron. And all take a moment to set the energy for ourselves. I think I need a little bit more than that one little leaf. Lots of big energy moving through these days. Alrighty. Okay. And so I also have been feeling a little bit, feeling casual. So today I'm feeling very casual and low key with how I dressed up today. I'll be running the front desk here at the Bonita store today on this gorgeous Sunday morning in Southwest Florida. Also, I'm pretty sure it's going to rain. Because I have curly hair. And so before it was very Napoleon Dynamite-ish. Anyway, so I'm going to stop talking and let's set the space for ourselves on this morning. I keep lighting the sage, and sometimes I find myself doing that, right? Just continuously lighting the sage. Okay, here we go. So let's all just take a moment to center ourselves. You want to close your eyes or keep them open, that's your choice. Take a moment to center ourselves. Bring our awareness to the breath, breathing in light and exhaling what's not serving in the moment. And as we continue to be aware of our breathing, it brings us into the moment. It connects us to our bodies, which is so important. So many of us get caught up in the mind energy and we're not connected to our bodies and being in the moment. Just soaking up all of that energy and being present here. Connecting to your body with the breath. And at the same time, then connecting with intention to the divine aspects of ourselves, to the higher self, to the spirit self, to the self that exists in all the dimensions and all the realms. Connecting and aligning and intentionally connecting with the tribe that you have agreed to work with, the souls, the like-minded souls to help assist on the journey, those who assist us with light and those who assist us with challenge. It's all part of our divine plan and the divine orchestration of all things. We're asking Spirit to support us in this existence on this plane as we move into eclipse season, where there are cosmic boosts to assist us with aligning with our attention, with clearing and integrating and planting seeds and weeding out what's not serving with intention and finality. And so it is. And so it is. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. And if you're not doing well, may healing and support and connection be with you and relief at this time if you're not feeling, if you're feeling disconnected. And I do know that for so many people, we go through cycles, right? We go through where we're feeling high highs and then the low lows, and there's this up and down and all over energy. So just know you're not alone with all of that. Hello, good morning. Good morning, friends. So this week we have a big week coming up. We have a new moon, a solar eclipse, and we have the beginning of another Mercury retrograde cycle, and we are about to move into Taurus season. So this week we have some really powerful supporting energies, cosmic energies, to help us align with our soul's destinies at this moment, in this moment, in the here and the now. So I know it's really helpful to have a little bit of knowledge. You don't have to be a trained astrologer to be able to ride the wave of the cosmic influence, the collective influences to help support you. It's like stepping on that escalator, right? You probably could walk, but sometimes we just need a little bit of a break, and it's going to where we need to go anyway. And we've got these heavy bags, and so it's sometimes nice to just be on that and ride that cosmic escalator to our destination. There's assistance, there's a little bit of help with that. I hope that analogy helps a little bit. Just dropped in. So so if we have a little bit of understanding of where things are at, we'll understand out what is coming up and why it's coming up, and how to again embrace those energies to help move us to another phase in our lives. All right, so as I mentioned, we have with the dates. So the solar eclipse is going to be on April, it depends on where you're on the world, 20th to the 21st. There is a new moon on the 20th, April 20th, and then the Mercury retrograde cycle starts on April 21st, and it goes all the way to May 14th. So there is a lot that is taking place. And with the solar eclipse, we may not be able to see this in it. There are only certain areas of the world that will be able to see and experience with visually that event, that solar eclipse event. And it doesn't mean that we won't feel the energies of it, because we will. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not taking place, because we're all woven and interconnected on this planet, right? Hello, friends. I see more friends tuning. Hello. Drop a hello in the comment. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from and your name if it pops up as Facebook user. I'd like to see who's here. It's good to connect in that way. Our names have vibration. Facebook user does, but so does your name and the name you go by. So I did want to touch upon some of the key elements, and then I'm going to talk about some things that you can do. And then on my way in today, that's where I get the most inspiration is when I'm driving. Anybody else have that happen for them? When I'm driving, I have all of these drop-in messages, and I'm like, okay, should I try to use my voice to text and text myself? I guess, but that is where I seem to be really open during those times when Spirit's like, okay, we don't have too many distractions, although there is the road, right? And here come these messages, and they just showed me some pendulum work for us to do this week. We're a pendulum and you don't have to have a pendulum to be able to do that. Anyway, so I'm going to share some of the key elements and the key points with all of this. I see someone's in Portland, Oregon. Hello, friend. Hey, Tracy in Kentucky. And someone does say, yes, driving, that while they're driving, they receive a lot of information. So yes. Understood. Okay, so here are some of the keywords that came through, and I do want to share my disclaimer. I am not a trained astrologer, although I am really intuitive and I do receive messages from spirit. So there are the astrological influences, and then there are the messages that I receive from spirit with how to navigate through all of this. So if you have a background in astrology, then add that as well. And it doesn't mean you can't research it and learn a little bit more or go to your beloved astrologer. Okay, so some of the key words and energies that I was receiving and the suggestions from spirit. So first of all, remember, communication may be a little wonky. So we're moving into the Mercury retrograde cycle. And not only that, but because we're still in Aries, this is the second new moon in Aries for this month. And Aries is an initiator. They're the one who wants to start things. They have that confidence and that fiery element to get the ball rolling. And so then with communication, they may be, you may feel a little abrupt. You may feel others are a little bit abrupt or not sensitive to your needs, and maybe that like they're very driven, and that could be part of this Aries influence and all that's going on with the new moon, and then the solar eclipse influences, and of course Mercury retrograde. So just remember that during a Mercury retrograde cycle, that communication may be off. We may misspeak, and others may not be the most eloquent with their words, and we may misinterpret what is trying to be conveyed, right? So what that does for us, it brings us to an awareness of where some of our triggers are, right? If we're really sensitive, we might want to reflect upon that. Okay, did my wounding, my scars, the unhealed parts of me, take that and make it into a huge drama fest or a misunderstanding, right? So there's some inner reflection for us to maybe spend some time looking things through there. And try to be as clear as you can with your dialogue with others, right? So just keep that in mind. So this is all, some more keywords are new plans. This is a time for new plans to really mull things over, and there's a lot of supportive energy, confidence, stamina, clarity, solar energy for new beginnings, new plans, a new way. So what may happen for us is that spirit is going to continue to show us what is really not working. A lot of times we white knuckle things, and so we hold on because we don't want change, and then we get in our heads, we worry about how this person's going to feel, that person, and then oftentimes spirit's like, because you can't make that change and that decision for yourself, we're going to pluck this out of your life. We're going to make sure that you get the message, right? So with new beginnings, we need to make some room in our lives for these new seeds, so that our gardens aren't cluttered, so that our gardens and the seeds in this area over here planted these seeds over here are starting to take form. And some of the seeds, like the harvest, we've already harvested the fruit, and yet they're withering and they're dying and they're taking up space in our garden of life, right? So some things need to go. Maybe some things are complete, and that's usually how that works. So with intention, review your garden. How's it looking? Is it lush and green? Do you have different areas cleaned up? Is it clean? Is it clear? Are you nurturing those areas of your life? Are they dying? Are they withered? Or has that cycle been completed? Time to clear out what isn't working and what is complete in your life, what may be picked over, and what may be trying to really be what wants to be composted in our lives, right? So this is definitely a time of new beginnings and planting seeds, right? Also, there is this cosmic shakeup. Oh my gosh, right? Who here has been experiencing some cosmic shakeups, right? Maybe things are changing drastically, and you actually feel like you might even need to buckle up, like you're on this wild roller coaster ride. It's like, okay, there are some things that are really being shook up. And see it as, I want you to see it as like this creative cauldron that's being stirred. Things are being stirred up. Some things need to rise to the top and for us to move it over here in this part of the garden. And some things are just kind of that have been sitting at the bottom. And now there's this cosmic shakeup. It's rising to the top. And maybe we just need to, with intention, have some closure and move it over there, let it be recycled energy for wherever, whomever needs that, and then move on. So there definitely is this cauldron that's being stirred. That means that your thoughts may be shifting, your fears may come up, some weird random emotions may be coming up. Mercury retrograde does bring up the past to revisit, right? Revisit things. It's a time, revisit, revamp, release, reinvent, right? So that may bring a lot of things up for us in that way. And then I do see Misty says, "Up, that would be me." Yeah, definitely. And you're not alone. That sometimes does help to realize that, okay, I'm not alone. I'm gonna not take all of this, like not be so hard on myself, but just know that I'm part of this collective change. And with all of the supporting energies, I definitely want you all to embrace that. And I am going to ask this because I don't know if this is live or if this is afterwards, like people watching afterwards, but there's definitely someone who has a lot of stuff going on with their middle back. And even to the right side of like their middle back to the right a little bit, like the shoulder blade area. I'm going to encourage you to do some cord cuttings. I really can feel this. So I'm going to acknowledge this. I'm not in pain, but I can, like, they're bringing me to that place for someone. Somebody definitely has something going on back there. And so maybe some cord cuttings, maybe release some of the responsibilities and all of that, right? So let's just try to clean up our energy. If you have been through some physical trauma yourself, then maybe slow things down and take care of yourself. Okay, so, and then, yeah, I see some of the comments here. Marcy says, me. So there's something going on there. So cord cutting, relaxing, nurturing your body, stretching, gently stretching, and move that energy. That energy wants to be moved out, 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 out. Oh, goodness. Okay. So some other things that Spirit wants me to point out, that we are moving towards the end of Aries and we're beginning the Taurus season. We're beginning Taurus season. So Aries is coming to a close, but we still have that new moon that brings in that push for new beginnings. And then we move into the Taurian energy, which is earth, grounding, manifestation, really feeling the senses and maybe feeling this push or pull towards manifestation, abundance, and better health. And maybe you want to decorate your home. Maybe you're looking to upgrade some different things in your life. That the Taurus is the energy of that manifestation, really being present in this earthly realm. And you might even notice that you're feeling a little bit like you want to spoil yourself, and maybe your focus is really on physical things. Just find a really good balance with all of that for yourself. Okay. Okay. All right. So also they want me to remind you that because we're still in Aries, it's a fire element. And then we have the solar eclipse, which is fire energy. And I'm going to jump down to one of my suggestions, because this is a really huge potential, is with all of that fiery energy. And the sun is about, the solar eclipse is new beginning. So it's a new beginning. And that push to really get something started. Like you might even feel like, I feel that if I don't have this happen, like I'm just going to be so distraught. And so there's this really a very strong desire for a new beginning. And maybe you want to skip over the steps of the manifestation steps. Maybe you're not patient. And so you may be trying to force things. And so what that may do is that the potential that may blow out that solar plexus. You might find yourself in exhaustion. You might find yourself really hot with fever, and the potential like with infection is possible, right? Because of all that heat and not taking care of your mind, your body, your spirit, exhausting yourself, which can create the immune system to be weakened, right? And you might even notice with the solar plexus some digestion stuff popping up. You might notice elimination stuff popping up, heartburn, stomach ulcers, like all of that. Just be mindful of the dance between want, desire, planting seeds, the cooking time, the manifestation time, the growing time, the nurturing time, the pausing time, and allowing things to take their healthy, natural progression. So the potential to overdo it and blow out that solar plexus is really high. Okay. And that really came through so strongly as I was prepping for this live event. Yeah, so just think about that, okay? Yes, it's good to have goals and desires, but take time in that manifestation process of asking yourself, am I pushing things? Am I getting in the way? Or am I not being, I don't think it at this time it's so much of, am I being too relaxed? I'm not feeling that as much for most of us, like 99% of us. But the desire to have things really move forward, there's that dance. And just think about that. Like, okay, I'm going to trust the process, and people may be bringing that to your attention. I really feel like you'll have that happen. You know what they're showing me? They're showing me references to Roadrunner. Okay. I'm really feeling this in this group. So I'm kind of toggling between messages that are coming through for everybody here and then the information with the slide. So I have to ask who's watching. I feel like somebody here and it could be somebody afterwards, but there are huge Bugs Bunny cartoon references. I've got Roadrunner, something with Roadrunner, because I'm hearing beep beep, and then I'm seeing Bugs Bunny, and then I'm seeing Elmer Fudd and Wile E. Coyote. Like I've got all of those references really coming up. Was the Roadrunner a car too? Like an older car. I have this male influence who wants me to acknowledge all of those cartoon things, and I'm just gonna drop that in here. And someone says it could be me. It could be you. What is your name? Who is that that's saying that? And it feels like it's a male in spirit. A male in spirit is popping through and saying hello. So I've got a lot of those, what that's like the 70s type of upbringing. And he wants to say hello. And he has been trying to come through. It's Patty. Okay, Patty. That could be you. So this male is really, really, really coming through. Yeah, it is you, and I'm just gonna say that because I keep so you, my dear, really gonna encourage you to slow it down, listen to your body, allow your adrenals and your hormones to slow down and regulate. You need some regulation there. And I don't know if you've already been because I'm seeing like these herbs, like overdoing with some of these, it's either tea or certain type of herbs. It's, I feel like you might have been playing with. I feel like we need to find a better balance for that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I do think it is your dad. So yes. So, because I'm almost like sweating now. So the adrenals, the hormones, we've got to find a nice regulation for you and cool things down a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right. Whew, got that out. So yes, so the potential for overdoing it with the body, and I saw your comment, Angela. So Angela says, yes, that got it, got the message. Yeah. So let's try to dance with this energy, right? It doesn't all have to be messy or toxic. Let's dance with it. And let's turn it around with some temperance energy, like the temperance card, and dance with it. make it a superpower, right? Take all of this and turn it around and make it an ally. Make all these energies that at one time may have been viewed as chaos and just disastrous. Let's turn around and make them all allies. Okay. We can do that. Like with alchemy. Let's shift all this around. Okay. Okay. And you're welcome. All right. I felt your answer. Okay. So, this is a time to help us with healing, forgiving, and it could be forgiving ourselves. If someone or something is unforgivable, don't force it. Don't force yourself to forgive. If it's not there, let's be authentic. Maybe forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be taken advantage of and not being strong enough and being weak and allowing someone to manipulate you. Oh, I don't have that ever. No, but seriously, right? So maybe some forgiveness for yourself for knowing better and not addressing or doing something sooner than later. Yeah. It's the time of moving forward and begin a new pathway. The eclipse will open the door to a new journey for you and the collective. And first, sometimes what we need to see is what's limiting around us. So that is what I think a lot of us have been experiencing. Okay. And Angela says, I'm doing 70 to 80-hour work weeks right now. This is a short period of time. This is not forever, Angela, because I hear you with that, right? And sometimes it's that we wonder if life is passing us by. Just know that all of the effort you're putting forth, you will manifest and align with something that is really beautiful on the other side of that. However, I do think that at night, there needs to be a cutoff. Like they're saying, there needs to be a cutoff where you're like you're not strategizing and thinking. I haven't tried it yet, but that Calm app is really calling me, and I'm feeling that for you. So you can always do a trial too, right? And Missy says, I'm learning to find my zen and breath. Excellent. That toggle, right? All right. Here are some suggestions that Spirit brought in. Some things to do. Adjust your attitude. Adjust your attitude. Be flexible and think outside of the box. Remember that all is happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay, remember that. Cord cutting. So I talked about cutting those energy cords. Let's do them more frequently. And there are tons of different ways you can do that. A cord cutting is disconnecting energy where you are connected to a person, place, or thing, and that there's that flow. Sometimes we need to cut that because it's not serving us where we're at. It's actually keeping us anchored in a certain space. Okay. Earthing and grounding. There's a photo I saw somewhere where I'm going to have to share it, and it talks about. Let me see if I can find it. There is that it right there. Okay. That soil is an antidepressant, and the smell of Mycobacterium vacci, I don't know, a microorganism found in soil, compost, and leaf mold lights up neurotransmitters that release serotonin, a mood lifting hormone. See, that's why I know, that getting out there and just connecting with nature is so important, but soil is an antidepressant. Let me see. Can I share that? I don't know if I can share that. Yeah, I don't think that I can. I'm trying to see if I can share that photo. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'll have to play with that one of these days. Yeah, not even in my chat. I'm not able to do that. Okay, I'm not going to waste time. Anyway, but soil is an antidepressant, and someone says that's cool, and I enjoy gardening and the scent of soil. Yeah, that's why, because it has natural serotonin. Um, so with Mercury retrograde, a lot of times there are delays. So just keep that in mind with this go 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 attitude we have right now. Raw. Um, that having plans in place for yourself will also mean that there may be delays. So have a backup plan in place for travel and in your manifestation timing. Okay. Work with crystals. So there's certain crystals that I was hearing for us to work with, and no coincidence, no coincidence, right? That this week's special at both stores and online is the empath kit. They are BOGO, buy one, get one free. Buy one for yourself, share one with a friend, or buy one and keep one at home and keep one in your car or at work. And so those crystals really do help us with grounding and staying focused. So crystals like fluorite or hematite, citrine, and even clear quartz can help you. Tiger's eye. And so what I heard the suggestion from Spirit, hold on here, was to get your things out, right? The things that you know that help support you, whether they're crystals or aromatherapy or candles, and get your pendulum out. Let's see what the pendulum suggests that you need at this time. I kept hearing for me this week, and maybe a few others here, that lepidolite, here we go. Lepidolite is a really great stone for this week, as well as rose quartz for people who might need a little nurturing and a little bit of slowing things down a little bit. So lepidolite and rose quartz, but I heard get your pendulum out and see what is best for you at this time. Lay your things out, right? I have like different things here. I have like different crystals here, and I grabbed some candles, like the new moon candle, because we get that new moon. I was going to ask, is this good for me this week? And if it goes back and forth, it's a yes, because it has selenite in it, right? And then I was asking about like, what about like the Archangel Michael spray? Maybe not this week. That's my no. And to ask, which jewelry, which cologne or perfume, which aromatherapy, which foods, which coffee, what would be good for me this week? What is going to support me? Is spending time outside good for me this week? And that's a yes, that's kind of a given, right? Should I be working with my Palo Santo or my sage, right? So get your pendulum out and see which energies will support you this week, and not just this week, other weeks as well, other weeks and days. Another thing I heard was to work with things that help with focusing. Where's it at? So I have peppermint, like peppermint oil, or peppermint, like the mints, or peppermint tea, or putting peppermint in like incense, or your oil diffuser. That can help you with focus, because we definitely need some focus this week. So I grabbed some of the fluorite. So I'm going to have fluorite nearby this week, and that'll help me with my focus, my grounding, staying connected to spirit, and just helping me navigate through this whole week. And the other thing I was hearing is to slow things down for yourself. Slow it down. Slow down. Whatever's supposed to manifest in divine timing is going to happen, right? So we're so in the way. We're so in the way. I see someone saying, I keep losing focus on so many things I need to accomplish. Exactly, because there's that Aries, that new moon, that solar eclipse energy. It's like, I want it all done right now. And so I have had to find myself doing that too. I have to slow it down and break things down into different sections and categories. Like I said, I started cleaning out some stuff. I'm like, well, I'm going to shred that today. That's way old. And then I heard, yeah, that's not supportive. I found some paperwork from 2016 in that file cabinet, like that file cabinet over there saying, hello, right? But it's good because I'm making room and I'm shifting some things out. So I will make sure that I continue to write things down and try not to get overwhelmed of what else catches my eye, because that's that energy, right? That is some of that fiery Aries energy. It's like, oh wait, squirrel over here, over there. Slow it down, and then maybe take a little break in between. I'm going to reward myself with something in between, whether it's I don't know, stopping and having a cup of water, some tea, just going outside and getting some fresh air, changing the station to put on a song that I really, really like, right? I'm gonna work with rewarding myself as I accomplish different things. Look at so many things are popping out at me, like, hey, over here, right? Who else has that going on? Hey, psh, over here, over here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I see yes and another Aries there. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So those are a lot of the notes that I have there. Let me see what else I've collected over here. What else did I collect? I collected some new moon stuff. So like this new moon spray, the pendulum, the candle. Just see what's calling to you this week, right? See where you're really feeling like an energy. So you can an energy pull. You could use your pendulum. You could use muscle testing. Like any of those things can help you to narrow some things down for yourself. Oh, and something else that popped in before was to just be mindful of the colors you're wearing and working with, that they don't overstimulate you. Like yellow can be stimulating, right? It's that solar energy, and we might say, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna wear yellow. You might be magnifying that go, 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 right? That intense energy. Maybe some lighter colors, right? Maybe some neutral colors. Be mindful of how you feel when you connect with color therapy too. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to see if anybody has any questions and or comments. And then I was pulled, whoops, to this deck for us to pull a few cards. So I'll wait to see if anybody has a comment and or a question. Okay. So I was drawn to this deck, the Spirit Junkie deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. I was trying to see when it was published. Not sure. Let's see. Oh, 2020. Really? Is that right? It feels like it's been around longer than 3 years. Maybe it's a reprint. I don't know. Feels a lot longer than 3 years that I've had this deck. All right, so the question prompt for all of us with selecting the cards. I'm going to select 3 cards for those who are just tuning in. And the question is, what am I needing to be supported with at this time? What is the theme of this cosmic cycle of new moon, solar eclipse, and Mercury retrograde as I move into Taurus season? Yeah, what's the theme? What do I need to know? And this is a key with supporting yourself at this time. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to hold the cards up. Let's see which card is calling out to you. Which one is calling to you? 1, 2, or 3? Okay. So if you chose card number 1, I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. Sometimes we second guess our intuition and think, okay, I can't trust myself because that ended up so badly. But our intuition always leads us to the places where we're supposed to be, to grow, to learn, to evolve, So there really aren't many mistakes. There are situations we can learn from, right? So if you chose number one, I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. If you chose number two, your theme is I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. That's kind of like a piggyback off of the first card. I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges, right? They're all divinely orchestrated. The challenges, I grow, I learn through being uncomfortable. By being in uncomfortable places, I have huge soul growth for myself. Okay. And if you chose number three, I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. What are your superpowers? And how can you align with being in that space and sharing your gifts with the world? Not always for free, but how so the more you do the things that you know are gifts, the more fulfilled you will be, right? You may not have the how, the when, right? How to execute more of this. You may not have all of that now, but to embrace it and to claim it that, okay, these are my gifts and I know that they're here for a purpose and that I possess these abilities. So I am going to pay attention and I am going to send that petition out for the universe to help support me so that I can share my gifts with the world so that I can be in alignment with my potential and fulfill my purpose in that fashion. Okay. And for some of you, maybe more than one card resonated. For some of you, maybe the one that you chose, it doesn't make sense yet. Just give it a little bit of time for it all to play out and align for you. And you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that Spirit dropped in some seeds for you to think about what the potentials are for you moving forward. Oh, I did want to mention that tomorrow, hold on here. I'll drop it in. Well, I'll drop it in here. Tomorrow I'll be live on the streaming part for the online store, the Mystic Cave. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be talking about empathy and the online store, the mysticalmoonstore.com. Let me see. How do I share this? Boop. There we go. Doop. Right, got it. I'm going to drop this in the feed here. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the empath kits, of course, but I'm going to talk about empathy and learning how to still be sensitive and embrace your empathic sensitivities and not see them as a detriment and a problem, how to embrace them and how to shield yourself so you can navigate and not always be in hermit mode and spending hours and days recovering from sensory overload. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, and you're very welcome. So I hopefully will see you soon. If not tomorrow, in the live stream. I think I'm also going to be streaming on the Mystical Moon Instagram page too. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a beautiful week. And I'd love to hear some of the feedback of how everybody's doing. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.